Hi, it's Patrick here. I'm in a book club. Recently I thought about leaving that book club because I felt a little bit self-conscious about how much I talk, because I do talk too much, and anyone who knows me will certainly attest to that. Some people say I'm quite verbose, and I've got plenty to say about that too. Recently in that book club, and this is the book we're looking at the moment, it's called The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. I've been really enjoying the book. We're only 2 chapters in, and I'd encourage you to come along if you're able to. Just let me know and I'll organise it for you. But at the end of the first session, we talked about trying to justify what we believe by what we find in the New Testament. And I made the point that if we find something in the New Testament that seems to conflict with itself or other parts of the New Testament, then we have to go back to the Old Testament to find the truth, because if we can't find the basis in the Old Testament, we really have to think very, very hard about what we're believing. Because if it's not in the Old Testament, if there's not a prophecy or some indication of what it means, then we've got the wrong interpretation from the New Testament. Anyway, the next day I got challenged by something really quite extraordinary, where I was arguing with someone, or debating, or discussing probably is fairer, about something that I've held to for a long time, and a belief that I've held to for a long time, and a principle really in my thinking, in my theology, and one that I believe is quite noble. However, when I was challenged on what the New Testament said, and in the New Testament it seemed very clear, I went looking for it in the Old Testament to see what the Old Testament said about it, what the Torah said about it, what the law said about it, and I couldn't find it. So I'm on a quest now to find out what God truly said about the topic that I was arguing. I don't know what I will find, but one thing's for sure, if I've been wrong, then I've spoken a lot of false words over time, and I've probably not helped people who I've argued it with. So I'm on a quest to find out the truth. You never stop learning. And I really encourage anyone watching this, if you're a Christian, if you're a believer, if you're looking for truth, go back to Genesis 1:1 and start from there. It all counts. Until next time, this is Groke signing off.